In rural Nova Scotia, there's a church so haunted, even priests refuse to step inside after dark. Locals say its bells ring on their own at midnight, long after they were removed. In the small coastal village of St. Paul's Bay, Nova Scotia, stands a weathered wooden church built in 1846. St. Paul's Church, by day it looks like any other historic chapel, but at night the atmosphere shifts. Even fishermen crossing the bay whisper about it. Locals have passed down the same story for generations. In the late 1800s, a violent storm stranded a ship's crew near the church. The villagers took them in, but during the night, a fire broke out inside the church during a secret mass. Many of the sailors and townspeople were trapped and burned alive. The church was rebuilt, but strange events began almost immediately. Residents say at midnight, even though the church's bells were removed decades ago, the sound of 3 slow tolls echoes across the bay. Windows flicker with candlelight when no one is inside. Some have reported hearing Latin hymns sung by invisible choirs. One retired caretaker told a journalist in the 1970s that while locking up at night, he saw a man in scorched robes kneeling at the altar, his face blackened with soot, muttering prayers in a language he couldn't understand. When he approached, the man vanished, leaving only the smell of burned wood. Another chilling story came from a local teen in the 1990s. On a dare, she went inside after dark with a friend. They described the temperature plummeting and the pews creaking as if invisible bodies sat down around them. When they turned to leave, the heavy oak door slammed shut on its own, and a voice whispered from the pulpit, "Confess!" Today, the church is no longer in use, but its structure still stands, locked and fenced off. Visitors claim to feel watched through the cracked stained glass. Paranormal teams have recorded unexplained voices and captured faint silhouettes in photos. One even looked like a burned hand pressed against the window from inside. Locals have a rule: never walk past St. Paul's Church after midnight. The belief is that if the unseen congregation notices you, they will follow you home, singing until you lose your mind, whether it's just folklore or the spirits of those who perished. The legend of St. Paul's Church remains one of Canada's most enduring and terrifying ghost stories.